afternoon, everybody. Really looking forward to this fireside chat with the special guest here, Steve Careaga, serial entrepreneur, and co-founder of Casper Networks. My name is Ken Clay, co-founder and COO of Foode. We're a social utility app that connects foodies with like-minded foodies through shared experiences, and we give them access to amazing, epic experiences. So really looking forward to this fireside chat about building for the future. I know I'm excited to learn about it. We've been told by a lot of our advisors about the power of Web3, and we couldn't ask for a better guest here with Steve. So I'm gonna let Steve talk about his background real quick, and we can jump right into it.
Yeah, thanks, Ken. Pleasure to be here. Thanks everybody for turning out, and thanks for the team for putting this event on. Really looking forward to it. So as Ken said, my name's Steve Careaga. I'm co-founder of Casper Networks. We're a layer one smart contracting platform that we started about mid 2018. And the idea was to build a blockchain that sort of really encompassed some of our core values, which were enterprise grade. So we wanted to build a blockchain that you could make improvements, that you could upgrade the blockchain through the technology so that you weren't locked into one specific consensus algorithm. And I'm not going to go technical because I'm not the right guy to do that, but we have the ability to make major updates and changes to our blockchain, which is important when you're looking to adopt a new blockchain. You have to have a blockchain that'll grow with you and not lock you into a specific set of requirements that can never be changed. So that's one of the unique features of Casper. The ecosystem is growing dramatically, and we're excited about that. But really what I'm focused on is Web3 and building that ecosystem through Casper. And we're really excited, and we can get into it later, but some of the unique features that are specific to the creator economy, NFT creators, metaverse, gaming, that kind of thing. So yeah, so that's who I am.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna jump right into it. Obviously, we got to spend a little time yesterday getting to know each other, and then today before our fireside chat. Again, I could go off about a million questions. One I want to start with is, you really started Casper Network almost like from a failed project, right? But you, just like every other serial entrepreneur, you didn't really use it as a failure, you use it as a way to learn, right? Can you talk about that a little bit and how you got here?
Yeah, sure. So a couple partners and myself were investors in another project. So we've done a lot of investing in blockchain and technology companies over the years. And this project failed, but we had a really great technology team that was part of that other project. So rather than let that team disperse and go on to other projects, we scooped them up right away, got our checkbooks out, and funded the initial startup of Casper. And we had, like I said, one really specific goal in mind, is build an enterprise-grade blockchain that is unique, well-built, well-constructed, with the future in mind, and then that would give us the ability to add things like, because at the time, Web3 didn't exist, right? It's in 2018. So we didn't know that the features and benefits that we were building back then were actually going to be a benefit when Web3 came around. So it worked out. Sound principles, are critical. Good team, so that's always good. And as I get older, I tend to work with the same people over and over and over again. If you have people you like, people you trust, people that are good, ethical people, then it's easy to create and be innovative. And so that's what we did when we started Casper, and here we are, 5 years later, and we've got 110 employees between the two organizations around the world, and we're onboarding Fortune 100 companies which is exciting and great, but we're also onboarding some of the most amazing, talented creators, artists, and that's what's really exciting for me, and of course that's the area of my focus.
Awesome. So I know you got a lot of exciting projects. Talk about the creator, but you said something right there, and it triggered something. First of all, I want to give a huge shout out to Baron Davis for putting this on, and the company SLiC. What you said reminded me of what BD used to always tell me, right? Nothing moves without the money, right? So you said you opened up your checkbook. For founders looking to get funded in the Web3 space, right, with projects, what do you look for? Because I know you're on the investor side, along with being a founder as well, right? So what's some advice you would give founders looking to get funded for their Web3 projects?
Yeah, it's a great question, Ken, and I couldn't agree more in regards to Baron. Just amazing man, amazing entrepreneur, great vision, and somebody that's really magnetic with people, because he really attracts good people around him, and that's, I think for me, that's the key, right? So I look at the team first. And really, how well, what their past successes are is important. And even if they're young, if they haven't had this is their first project, that's okay. But it's how well does the team gel? How well does the team work together? That's really important because, listen, starting any technology company is rough. And there's going to be a lot of tough times, and it's how well does your team stick together and fight through it? And even like what we were talking about earlier, if something is failing, something's not happening, and you've got to shift gears and make a change, it's how well does that team stick together and work through the adversity. So I think that's the main thing. And obviously, then you look at the project, what problems does it solve? What's the market? The basic, that's the standard investor questionnaire, right? So tick the boxes, but it really comes down to the team.
Nice. All right, so two-part question here, but the second part leads to something special to you with your projects. So you talked about the viability of the project, right? So a lot of times founders here in Web 2, right? Who's your target audience? How are you going to scale this, right? Is this $1 billion idea, right? Every VC always asks that, right? So how do you determine that in the Web3 space, right? When there's still so much unknown, how do you know if it's a multi-billion-dollar idea or a unicorn, right? And stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of times, and that's a tough one, right? We always are combing through hundreds and hundreds of projects. Just as an example, at our last fund that I was co-founder of, in 1 year's time, we looked at 500 projects. We probably narrowed them down to about 50 or 60, and then met with each team and really went through each project, and we ended up probably investing in about 20 that year. And so you have to weed through a lot of stuff. So that's important to really get a good eye on what is believable. Sometimes we'll have people come in and say, well, if I could just get 1% of a 10 billion person, economy, then I'd make this much money. And it doesn't always work that way. So you have to have something that's creative, innovative, and you have to have the right team behind it. And of course, the market is important to look at. But I hope that answers your question.
It does, and it tees it up for the next one, right? So those are obviously from the investor side of things. You're a founder as well, right? You're building amazing things at Casper. What are some of the projects you guys have in the works, and how did you identify those as big opportunities, right, worth pursuing and building and putting resources towards?
Yeah, so I'll maybe start with the more boring enterprise project, and that's a project called IPWE. And what IPWE does is they're basically taking patents that they hold, or patents for other people, for other companies, and they're digitizing them and creating NFTs. So we're in the process of minting, which is the largest mint of NFTs ever recorded in history, and it's over 1 million patents And you can imagine the value of those patents, and at some point there may be a derivatives market of those that's created and more opportunity to get financial rewards from that. But this will be one of the biggest, or the biggest in history, and so we're about to pull the trigger on that, which is really exciting. But then there's another one that I think is really timely and probably great for this audience. It's called Beast League, and it's a gaming project from some really super talented, innovative creators, and it's a fun basketball game, mobile game, but it's using Web3 technology. So, and this is a good example actually, because and I encourage you to look it up, Beast League. I think you'll really be excited, and there'll be some mobile launches coming soon. So like within the next couple of weeks, where you can actually download it and play it on your phone. But they were traditional Web 2.5, and they came to us and said, look, how do we sort of incorporate the Web 3? And so we gave them some instances and use cases. And so, for me, what it really comes down to is that seamless, frictionless onboarding. And that's how we grow Web3, right? So the average 15-year-old kid that's going to download Beast League, he doesn't want to download a MetaMask. He doesn't want to figure out how to put crypto into his wallet so he can play the game. He just wants to click a couple of buttons, and boom, he's in the game, and he's playing with his friends, and he's having a great time. So that's where the challenge is. That's what we're working on. That's important. And I think, again, the vast majority of the public does not care if they're on the blockchain, if they're using crypto. It just all happens seamlessly behind the scenes. So
let's stay right there for a moment, right? And I'm going to shamelessly plug my company, Foode, right? One of the features that we have in our app is called the Golden E, right? So Epic Drops, where we connect foodies with epic dining experiences, right? So all throughout All-Star Weekend, we've got chef experiences going on right now that people can unlock and have access to through our app, which we just launched yesterday, by the way. But what I'm hearing you say, and we've been told this before, right, is Web3 really needs a lot of Web 2 interfaces, right, to get consumers into the Web 3 space. Because like you said, not a lot of people want a MetaMask or have to worry about a wallet or whatever the case may be, but they do like the idea of access, right? We talked about that earlier. So, what are let's talk about Foode, right? Let's use that as an example. How can you see NFTs being of value to, one, the valuation of our company, and also to the value of our consumers?
Yeah, so NFTs, my partner and the CEO of Casper Labs, I was always saying, look, we don't need to spend our time worrying about monkey JPEGs. And I'm like, look, this is way more than just a piece of art that's digitized and put on the internet. It gives you so many tools, and we're really sort of figuring out the power of an NFT, right? So being able to create those communities, which is exactly what Foode is doing, right? So you want to create that community. You want to have, you want to be able to verify through an NFT what their participation, so proof of participation. You want to verify that person is Ken Clay, right? And not some rando dude trying to get special treatment from Foode. And then you want to be able to offer those people specialty experiences, right? So then it comes down to access, right? So if you're going to have a chef, amazing chef, do a small, specialty dinner in a restaurant, whatever it is, I don't even know. But some unique experience, then you can go and say, well, listen, all my community in Salt Lake City, I can verify who they are. I can verify that they've participated in the program, and I can send them out an offer to participate in that event. So I think you can, and then you can do rewards and things like that with restaurants. I mean, there's so much power in it. And look, for the NBA, it's the same thing, right? So how do I engage my fans? How do I increase revenue streams? How do I offer them more things? How do I track their participation, right? So if I go to a game and I spend cash, the team has no idea what I bought. They didn't know if I bought a couple of Cokes and hot dogs or if I went and bought $500 worth of merch in the store. So I want to be able, as a team, I want to be able to track that, and I want to incentivize those fans from doing more, and that's what's really exciting.
Love that. All right, now I got to go back and update my pitch deck with this information. That's pretty cool. Let's kind of end on this one here, and this has been a great fireside chat. So again, thank you for the time. We talked about a few projects you have in the works right now, right? But you also dropped this nugget on me out there of Casper Punks, right? Is that right? Talk about that a little bit.
Thanks, Ken. I appreciate that shameless plug for me. So Casper Punks was a unique project that we did about a little over a year ago at the birthday of Casper, because we thought it would be neat and cute if we registered Casper on Halloween. So so on the third birthday, we launched a project that is an NFT project. And initially, it was just sort of a marketing effort to sort of get the word out. Well, we launched it, and overnight, we did a couple of Gleam campaigns on Twitter. We took our Twitter followers from 70,000 to 176,000 in just a matter of a few days. And we had just a ton of excitement and interest from around the world. So let me, in the interest of time, I'll sort of fast forward to where we are today. We wanted to take an NFT project that we had some, control over, so that we could actually showcase some of the advantages of Casper, right? So we're doing one of the unique features of Casper is that you can have upgradable smart contracts, which means that you can add utility to your NFT over time. And nowadays, you're locked. If you use Ethereum or whatever, you're locked in. And I'm not bashing them. It's just different. So you're locked into that smart contract. Once that smart contract's written and deployed to the blockchain, it's it. It's over. You're done. You can't make any changes to it. So with our contracts, you can choose to be able to make it an upgradable smart contract, and you can go in and make upgrades. The other thing that we're doing is what we call mint to merch. So if you buy a Casper Punk, and it's a unique Casper Punk to you, and it's verifiable through your wallet address, you can have a hoodie made right there on the website. The partner company that we use prints that hoodie, and it'll only print that hoodie for you because they can verify it through the NFT, and then it can drop ship it directly to you, and we don't have to touch it. We just launched a new project just today, as a matter of fact, with a rare tequila brand, and they're going to do specialty NFT bottles of ultra rare NFT bottles of tequila. So it'll have the Casper Punk put on there. But again, the project was designed to showcase some of the ideas and unique features. And so the key is to provide that utility. It's the same with fan engagement, or for Foode, it's that customer engagement, and that's really important. So we're doing a whitelist right now, and it's casperpunks.io. You can go check it out if you're so inclined. You want to join the whitelist and kind of check out what we're doing. It's pretty fun and exciting, and again, it's just one of those fun projects that we get to work on occasionally.
I love it. Well, Steve, thank you so much for your time. This has been awesome to learn about everything about building in the future, everything you got going on. Really excited to continue the conversation with you offline here.
Yeah, same here, Ken, and I'm really excited to see what Foode does. It's a really exciting project, and I just downloaded the app on iOS before we came in here, so I'm going to check it out, and I'm excited to see what restaurants you add and see the journey. So thank you very much, Ken. I enjoyed it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.